You see? So that's the way it crumbled. Hi, I'm Miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. This maple tree I dug from the ground maybe 3 years ago. Total is probably about 10 years old. And that's what it looks like. I tried to air layer, not very successfully, but I think this still will root if I plant it out. So let me get it out of the pot to show what the trunk looks like. You can see the soil mix I use is very random because it's still growing in a nursery pot. So long as you keep it water and fertilize, it will grow well. So I use garden soil and whatever compost material I have around and plant it down the tree. And you can see the roots are growing very vigorously. You just have to give it to a lot of water. So now the first thing I do with a tree is to study the roots. Because if the roots is not right, it will never be right. So what I'll do is that I will comb out the soil on top so I can see where the roots are going. You can see it's so vigorously growing out. This can become a one that part of the bonsai design if I let it grow. Because they grow very rapidly, but they have plenty big roots to use. One of the decisions you have to make is where is the soil line begin. So for example, if you start the soil line here, then that's the side width of the trunk. But if you want to start a soil line here, then that's the base of the trunk. Sometimes you want a kind of a base trunk, one side longer, one side shorter, because this side is more curving towards this way. So this could be longer and this shorter. So for example, you want this side to grow longer and this side shorter. So you can cut off here, for example, and when you do that, this part is gone, this root will grow and that root will grow. So someday you can decide to cut off here or cut off here, then you have very nice root spread. And so you decide where do you want the height of the root to start. So in this case, I would say there's plenty of roots down to here, right? And the problem you will create by choosing it that down is that you have a big gap, right? So that's not desirable. So what you do is that when you put it in the pot, what you do is in the wintertime, I'll take a chainsaw, a reciprocal saw, and cut off all of this, the big roots, and then the fiber roots will take over. But the point is that if you fill the soil up to this level, this will gradually grow out to fill the gap over time. So eventually it will fill out. So pick any height you want, but be patient to let it get there. Okay? So with that in mind then, I would just say I would probably choose to do this, so this side is longer asymmetry, and then this side looks good too. If you look at this side, you can see, this would be a very interesting front. This comes out this way, this goes out this way, and the tree goes like that. And I will fill the soil up to here and let these thicken so that this will be solid wood in the middle. So that's how you create a big trunk, even though the tree starts small. With that in mind, then let's get to work. Okay. Today, all I need, almost every bonsai, the tools I need is a little saw, just in case the branch is really thick, and wire for wiring or anchoring. And then, of course, this wonderful root cutter, and then my clipper, and then the rake, the hook. For thick trees, I use the saw. For medium-sized trunk size cut, I use this one. And then for the most one, up to about 3/4 of an inch, I use this one. So that's all I need. The tree we'll work on today is Trident Maple. This one is a variety from Taiwan. I'll get the exact name, but something like Taiwan Nasus. And the leaves are a little bit more glossy. When it comes out, it's red, actually quite red in the springtime. And the leaves are much thicker than the conventional, the usual Trident Maple from Japan. So they are less likely to turn brown in the summertime. So that's my 25-year-old Trident Maple or Sumo, both are with this variety. And every time I have a cutting opportunity, I use it to propagation. So for example, to begin with, I always begin with the top. So in this case, what I will do is to cut off all the break branches. I don't need to cut off too exactly, just roughly, and I save all these branches for cuttings. I will show you later today in another video. The cuttings grow so rapidly, you'll have a nice tree in about 8 weeks, which is really pretty amazing, considering the price you have to pay for some of these trees. And then this one, I think the tree will probably end up about here. So I'm gonna just saw this part off. And usually you ask me, how do I create all these weird looking shari in the sense of breakage in the trunk? What I do is I cut off to a little bit between halfway to 3/4 way that I feel like I can break the branch. I'll break it. You see? So that's the way it crumbled. And so I just cut it and I tear it. And when it heals, it will look very natural, just like it broke out in the nature. You come here to take it this angle here. And I will peel off the bark so that it will all turn brown. And so that's how the tree broke off in nature. Pretend to be anyway. So like this branch is coming out, and here's a branch that's really nice, but there's no bud here, so I just cut it off here. So hopefully this will grow out, and this no need. And then this part, hopefully something will grow out, and not sure there's a little bud, but for sure there's a little bud here. So I cut it off here, so you will have a branch going out this way, and this goes this way. And this is redundant. And then this one, I want the branch to go out this way. So here are 2 buds. I cut this way to cut off the top one, so all the growth will come out of this way. And I think we don't need a branch coming in this way, but I sure like a branch to go out that way. So I cut off here. And this is a redundant branch, too crowded. And then this is the front. And then this tree is going this way, this coming out this way, and you want this branch to go this way. So this is way too much in. So I cut off here, there's a little branch here. And you can see this branch will take over. So this will come out this way, and this will come out this way. Really nice. And then this comes, like this one will grow up. That's almost the apex. And then this will come down. So I cut it off here. And And I'm sure I make some mistake, but they're not the optimum choice, but it's okay. It will recover. That's it. The tree is done. Now just imagine this tree is about like this in a pot about this size, and this will grow up and to the trunk about this size in about a year or so, 2 maybe, and this will be a fantastic tree. In fact, let me go find a pot to show roughly what it will look like. Yeah, so I went and found a pot, and I decided this is beginning of October, a little bit early, but given this tree is growing vigorously, it should be okay if I put it in a pot. And I don't want too small a pot because I still want it to grow. So this is a good compromise. It's a little bit long for the height, but it will grow up. So I think this is a good pot. So let me show you what I would do to complete the demonstration to put this tree in a pot. So basically, I would cut the tree to about this depth, so it will stick out the pot a little bit, but it's okay. It will grow into it. But you can see I already cut off the major roots, tap roots, before. So what's remaining is very easy to cut off. These are just fibrous roots, plenty of it. And so now I'll just start cutting. Like this one, I would never go that far. This is good roots, but I think at most it will stop here. You don't have to treat your trees so gently this time of the year because they are very vigorously growing and not much water loss because not much leaves left. So that's basically it. I shake off the dirt so I can see where I'm going. Anything below certain depth get cut off. So that's it. See, that's a tree. Now put it in a pot. This side's protruding, so I need to cut off a little more. It's just cutting the bottom to about the same length, same height, or same depth, so they can fit into the pot in the orientation I want. So this tree will basically, I said, look like this. So what I've done today is took about a 10-year-old Trident Maple, the Formosan variety, which has very nice thick leaves. Almost all my Tridents are that variety, cutting from each other. And you can see very quickly I transform it into a bonsai shape and put in a bonsai pot. I think it's a reasonable bonsai pot. So for example, then I look at it, you say this root right now, it really is silly. I mean, why is it crossing this one? So I cut that off, right? So to clean that up. Now, this root is a bit of a problem because that is going in. So what I would do is that shortly after the videotaping, I would make this part, the bark dead, this part, maybe up to here. So this part will be all dead. So it'll be dead wood with the two nice roots coming out. So you have to take drastic action in the beginning of the bonsai, starting making a bonsai, because that's when you can do the roots to let it root out nicely. If you didn't take care of the roots, it will never be right. The tree will never be right. So I cut off that little root, and then I will try to mess with this root, which is going in, which is not very natural looking, to get rid of it, to make it look good. And the back looks good too. So with some of the roots I expected to take over. Now what I did is I just put the original garden soil back in the pot to show you. But after the videotaping, I will take it out and repot it with my good soil mix. And it will do very nicely. I think in 1 year, it'll look very respectable. And in 3 years, will be about this size. The trunk will be nice, and then everything will be right. So here's one bonsai. If you like the video, found it informative, please click like. I do need the encouragement and the brownie points. Thank you very much.